All right, shall we start?
All right, so our first application is, hold on. just a second. It's a return, it's Patrick Croak. Hi, Patrick, how are you?
Hi, good. Good evening, all.
Hello. Are you able to share your screen?
Yes, I am.
Okay. So he was here, let me just pull up my, he was here last meeting and on the 17th, actually, he was here. So he had a second story addition, one of it being a dance studio above the garage with a flat roof. The board had stated that the modern box addition was overpowering the original barn structure, requested for the architect to study the modern box addition of the dance studio, and also suggested lowering the garage ceiling so that the flat roof was either at the eave line of the gable or lower. So he is now back.
Yes, we've done that. This was the elevations that were presented at the previous meeting, where the flat roof of the garage area was up above the eaves of the main house. The board asked that we reconsider that and look at options for lowering it. And on the resubmitted drawings, we were able to do that. We shortened the heights of the garage and the dance studio a bit. We adjusted the roof a little bit for the main house. So we've got this down below the eave of the main house. This is from the south, the east, and then from the north side, it's down as well. So the eave lines on the main gable portions of the house are even all the way around. So the flat roof areas are now below that eave line. We've looked at, as we were adjusting proportions through here, we looked at proportions throughout the rest of the house and adjusted other things a bit to make everything work a little bit better.
Can I see the other sheet of elevation for a minute, please? Yeah. Is that, I don't know if we talked about, is there any, the blank wall underneath all those big windows on the side of the garage?
That's the garage, yes.
Is there any way to get any fenestration in that big blank wall? Do you not put windows in the sides of garages?
I guess we could add, they're looking for storage around the perimeter of the garage. We could add some windows in here, but if you look at the site plan, that portion of the building faces out to Harriman Road, and there's a substantial drop off here. It can't really be seen from anywhere.
I'm sure it can be seen. Is that something the applicant would consider?
We could certainly consider if the board thinks it's critical.
And what's on the bottom right of the bottom right drawing that?
Again, it's the back wall of the garage. There's a little garden area, terrace area on this back corner of the house. We're just showing some lattice work. There'll be some plantings in there.
Is that lattice built onto the wall? Is that as part of the structure?
It's attached to the wall.
Okay. Board and comments, anyone?
I think it works a lot better now.
Yeah, no, I agree with the board's comments last time.
As that massing kind of just gets right below that eave.
Right, becomes secondary to the main gable roof.
It's surprising. It's probably like 2 foot, but it seems like it reads a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the same form as the house, same lines and everything. Yeah, I think it's good addition.
Yeah, I like the design. I only had a few questions also about the windows, and I don't know if that's possible to incorporate, but on the south elevation, I know there is an area where you have storage with mobile.
Yeah, this corner up here on the second floor is storage for a gallery collection.
Right, and so, and that's the other side on the south elevation, it's that piece where there is no window.
Yes.
But
yes.
when you look at the plan, there's, and maybe that wouldn't be symmetrical on elevation, but when you look at the plan, and I don't know how it would, if it could work, that you have the entrance to that storage, and could it be the window right up, right there exactly? Or
We could put a window here. They prefer not to, just to keep the light out of the storage room
Okay.
for the
Oh, yeah,
gallery.
I didn't know what type of
and
storage there was.
Right, and I think if we looked at that, that window would be here, so it
It wouldn't be
align.
symmetrical.
Right, it
Right.
would not align with the other windows.
Yeah, I was wondering, but and then also on this elevation, that window, you have like a double height, big open to below area.
Yes,
And there you have this, exactly, right here above
This one?
there, wouldn't you be able to put a window as well? Because that would work with your plan, I think.
yeah, no, I think we could do that, certainly. We can
Yeah,
extend that window
Yeah.
up and have something that works.
and
with
that
the-
would
the
allow
large
you,
one.
right, it would allow you to get some sunlight, I mean, because it's a south elevation.
Right, no, that makes
And-
sense.
and-
We could certainly.
Yeah,
do that.
otherwise, everything did looks really nice. I had a similar comment like Robert about the garage, if because on one elevation you have that trellis, or maybe you could have something similar on this other elevation on the east elevation, where it's kind of blank below the windows to keep
We
it
could
similar.
certainly do some, yeah, I think we
Either
could do
that,
something that picks up on that type of detail
or-
here.
Right, or just add some daylight again into the garage. I know you have a tiny little window there, but maybe, I mean, you know, it's just one of those ideas. Otherwise, it looks very nice, and I think the plan and everything looks good. Those were my comments about these potential additional daylight introductions, and they would
Okay.
work.
Well, I think the one here certainly can work out well. We can certainly do that. Here, again, I think the clients are looking for some storage along the perimeter walls in the garage. We can certainly do something that picks up on this type of an idea. Back here, maybe we could also do a window under each of these end windows to get some fenestration on that wall.
All right.
Joe, any comment?
Yeah, I think it looks nice. I kind of had the same comments as the rest of the board. Adding that window above in that 2-story space, and then just trying to do something on the other side of the garage, but you know, whether it's some sort of trellis or just something to complement it, just so it's not such a blank wall. I understand the storage part of it, so I like it.
So if you can do those couple of things, the board would then be willing to approve it.
Okay, so that means I need to come back in next meeting?
Yeah, unless, you know, again, when we used to meet in person, people would take a pen and mark them up in front of us and sign them. Can you, again, I don't know what your technology is, if you can, you know, almost do that by hand where you are, scan it, and show it to us in a half hour after a couple other applicants.
Yeah, I've got the
Previous
CAD
time.
CAD programs open here. Let me plug some things in.
All right, so if you do that and come back to us tonight, we'll jump to another applicant. We'll come back to you.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. So our next application is Brad, and he's returning from our last meeting. Let me just pull up that note.
Hi, I'm Brad DeMott. I'm the architect. Let's see if we can share the screen.
Yeah, so the board has suggested adding windows on the lower left side of the rear elevation and the right side of the rear elevation as well.
Okay, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay, so the one change that was suggested was adding 2 windows on the rear elevation. One of them is the double window on the left side, which is in the kitchen family room, and we added another window here, which is in the living room. That's the extent of the changes that were suggested.
Yeah.
Is that the only facade we asked for anything on, David?
Excuse me?
You're on mute, Daisy.
No,
Was that the only facade?
that was the only
Yeah.
thing we asked for him to change.
Yeah,
Okay.
I
You got-
remember this one. Yeah.
I think it looks a lot nicer. It looks balanced, it looks balanced on the fenestration. Claudia, Joe, anything?
Yeah,
Comment?
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm good.
yeah, it's okay. I haven't seen the previous presentation, but it's okay. It's good.
Okay, thank you. You're approved.
Great, thanks, good night.
Appreciate you working with us.
Okay. So our next application is 151 Harriman Road. And James is on. And I believe the homeowner is on as well. Allison's on.
Yes. Hi, I'm Allison.
Good evening, everyone. Yeah, both the homeowners here. I don't know if Adam is here as well.
He's not, he's actually on a work call, so
Okay,
he's,
well, I will share my screen.
yes.
It's first time before the board with this project, so I'll walk you through it very quickly. So this is the site, existing colonial. We're with an addition on the back here. I'll run through some pictures to show you better the context. So this is the view from the street. This is the house next door. This is the stone house. There's a view of it from the street. Has aluminum siding, asphalt shingle roof. No change to the front of the building. This is the neighbor to the left, neighbor to the right. This is the view from the back. This is the existing addition, and we're building on both sides of the addition and above it, but we're not increasing we're not coming any further off the house. It's another view. There's a view of the backyard. It's a well-screened lot. This was the initial sketch, it's the existing house. This is where we're adding on both sides. We're tying into the roof at the eave. This is the 3D model or study model. We're just matching the siding and updating the trim slightly, but it's still a prefab trim. So back to the drawings. This is the aerial view. Plan views were Anderson windows. This is the location of the existing addition. It's a two-story addition with a loft up here. There's a slight overhang here, just creates a little shadow at the entrances and makes the bedroom a little bit bigger. And as I said, we're matching the materials. So it's a pretty simple project. Happy to answer any questions.
Well, it looks really straightforward to me.
Yeah, me too. It's very straightforward.
On one of the side elevations, was there a reason why those two windows were offset on the north side?
Let's see, south side. Well, this is a powder room, and then this is in the bathroom. So it has to do with the interior organization. Actually, on the plan. So this is a bathroom, a window centered in the bathroom, and then at the lower level, it's in this powder room. And this is a mud room. So it's really the interior organization that established those locations.
And would you be able to do a double window on that upper floor in the bathroom?
We could, yeah. Let's go back to the bathroom. There would be room for that.
So it doesn't look that unbalanced with the one below.
Good idea.
Yeah, it would be more light into the that bathroom too. Yeah, I think that would be a fine. Yeah, that'd be an improvement. A little more light into this because it's a good sized room.
Right.
This could be a double, certainly. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine.
Is there a way you can make that change tonight and come back to us after the next applicant and get approved tonight?
Sure. Yes.
But we'll make it easy for you if you can just show us a revised drawing and submit it to Daisy.
Yes, yes. So how will we do that? I'll
We'll
just
go
stay on the
through-
call and then just
Yes,
let me
we'll
know
come
when
back
I
to you.
can jump in. Okay, so I'll be back with that adjustment.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Right, thank you. Talk to you shortly.
On a roll tonight.
So the next one is for the toll, actually, no, this one is for the wayfinding for the signage at Chapel Crossing. So Dave Walsh is on. Is anyone else on, David? You're on mute. You're on mute.
Unmute.
Sorry, I didn't see that. I don't know where Brian, our sign vendor, is, but I can certainly take you through it if I could share my screen here. Let's see. Uh-oh. Where is that? I don't. Can you guys see that? So this is something I haven't done before.
I can share my screen if you want.
If that would be an enormous help, Daisy. Thank you.
Sure, hold on.
I apologize for my ineptness.
You see that?
Yep, I sure can. If you can go down to the second slide, or can I control that? No. Yeah. So this slide shows the Chappaqua Crossing campus. And since finishing the retail portion, a couple of years ago, we've had some problems with our existing office tenants, which is the large blue building at the top of the page. And within the office building, there are 4 separate entrances. So we were having problems with tenants, particularly medical tenants, some of the office tenants, finding their way to, where they needed to be to get to these individual people. So we're working with the team from Northwell, Caramount, and V Exchange, initially V Exchange, our data center client. We decided that we would come up with a plan to brand the entrances, at least so people can understand. So when they arrive to the office building, they can look for entrance A, B, C, or D. And at those entrances, there'll be separate signs indicating what tenants are best access through that entrance. So if we can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So entrance A, which is on the southern part of the building, that's our southern entrance. There's an existing courtyard there. That's probably our smallest entrance. It's a single door. So we wanted to brand it by putting this entrance A, where you can see it on the facade of the building. And then the entrance is just below that to the left. And so people would be able to, go in. These signs are lighted. They're box signs. So they will be lighted. So, at night, people will be able to easily identify them as well. If you can move to the next slide, please, Daisy. So entrance B, which has historically been the main entrance, even when Reader's Digest occupied the building, will still essentially be the main entrance for most of the office component people. And so you can see there that underneath the canopy, we're putting this lighted box sign in, and just the letters would be lighted. So you can see how that kind of sits. It'll be much more easily identifiable for everyone to see. And then if you go to the next slide, please, Daisy. Thank you. So C and D. So building entrance C, if anyone has been to the site before, that's primarily the Northwell Health entrance, if you will. That's really where their ambulatory care, their aesthetics, their prenatal areas are. And entrance D was the aesthetics area that was an addition or a new expansion that they had a few years ago, and they wanted to create a separate entrance. So that entrance is not original to the building. However, they did want to brand it just so they can, the aesthetics is a much more private, I guess, practice for them. So that they just wanted to make sure that people would, that would be branded as well as entrance D. And that's really about it. We think, we've had meetings in the past with the emergency responders, and they too were always having difficulty on understanding which entrance to go into. This is going to make it much easier for every visitor, whether it be a first responder, ambulance, police, fire, and obviously all of the tenants, guests, and so on and so forth. We worked with Tom DePaul in the building department, putting this package together over the last several months, and we just hope that it meets your approval.
This fulfills all the criteria of Chapel Crossing, all the design criteria, light boxes.
We scrutinized this, and yes, this is what we came down to, and does meet the criteria based on what's allowed.
I mean, I, for one, think it looks terrible. I mean, you have to be direct on this. You talked about you want to brand this. There's nothing more pedestrian than putting up the words entrance A, entrance B, entrance C. That's not branding. That's just slapping across brick, this metal fascia light box. I think it looks incredibly pedestrian, and I think it's a beautiful village. I think the new stuff was done terrific. The old stuff has some character with brickwork, and I don't like it at all.
Well, I understand, and I respect your opinion. Do you have a suggestion? I mean,
one is when you, I mean, something branding, just by saying those words, you're thinking sophisticatedly as a way of how do you give a marker? How do you give them each a mark so people know where to go? And you obviously have a practical problem that I can understand and appreciate and agree that it should be solved. But just to put entrance A, entrance B, entrance C, just the choice of those words is not a very sophisticated choice. And then maybe there's something from a design standpoint that's more sophisticated, or maybe you just put a letter, or maybe you just put a number, or maybe it's more playful, or I don't know what, but
yeah,
this is the most simplistic pedestrian,
it is.
Slap on a sign.
I don't disagree that it's not simplistic. I could tell you that I certainly didn't come up with this design. We used a wayfinding consultant out of Philadelphia, Explore Exit. They're a national firm. This is what they've come up with to try and make things easier. I could certainly go back to them and see if they can come up with a different nomenclature. We also are trying to work with our largest tenant, which is Northwell Health. And, this is something that they have signed off on as well. So but certainly we can go back.
Couldn't you just, again, I don't want to tell you what to do. I'm just going to, couldn't you just put a larger number or a letter or something, and maybe a more interesting or playful font or size or something, instead of just slapping literally a sign across the whole fascia? So, it doesn't do anything to complement the building. It doesn't look like it belongs on the architectural style of the building.
Well, what is the architectural style? I mean, I guess you could say it's Georgian, but that would really only apply to the 200 building where the apartments are. It's really just a brick box. But certainly we can play with the fonts and maybe make a change that way. I'd be happy to show a different rendering.
Do you need the word entrance even? Can you not just put a 1, 2, 3 or an A, B, C, D or something? Maybe do it a little bit. I'm just thinking out loud, guys. Feel free to jump in. I don't want to take all this, but maybe they're maybe they're a little larger, so they're visible, and you don't need all those letters and words. And maybe you just need some marker. Maybe it's the red building, the green, the blue. Maybe it's I don't know what, but
I agree. I think it's it just doesn't look good with this building. It's very institutional design, and it would be nice if it was maybe a graphic designer who worked with the sense, the style of the building. That's true. A little bit more subtle. This is this just doesn't go with this building. That type of sign. So
okay. Well, we'll certainly take another crack at it. I think we'll certainly take another crack at it, and we'll get something back.
Right, and the font has to be different, the proportions. I mean, it can be still
The
visible, it can
proportions,
still do the
the
same
proportions are important to us. They need to be large because we want people to see them, and that's, you know, that's
Right.
historically
Of
been the problem.
course.
So they need to be large, and we don't want to really compromise on that, but certainly different fonts, different colors. I'll certainly have the Explore people provide us with something else.
When I mean proportions within the sign, for example, whatever you are putting, the wording there is going to go into the sign.
Mhm.
So it doesn't have to be all the same font, all the same size. You know, it looks like it's taken from some modern hospital building, and you just it just doesn't go with this building.
Okay.
So,
Well, thank you.
Travis, Joe, anything?
Yeah, I tend to agree. It seems very much like a hospital type situation. So I'm not sure which exactly what direction you start to go.
I mean, even look at entrance C. Do you really need a gray band that goes the entire width of the building? You know, what if you had 3 or 4 Cs over each of the piers or something in that square orange or something? Would that not be pretty obvious what it was? You know, maybe it's that fascia that's bothering me so much. And of course, Battleship Gray is not the best.
Well,
of colors.
that fascia can be any color or, you know, any background that we choose. You know, in terms of entrance, yeah, we could, you know, maybe we could put a single letter over the where the actual doors are, and maybe that works.
Yeah,
But
that would do
Yeah.
better.
That would
I'm
be
sorry?
better. And, you know, I don't know what the limitations on sign are, but I would think even if the letter C was bigger, but it was just like this playful object over the doors, that would catch your eye and probably look more interesting.
okay, we can we'll certainly take a crack at it with the team. Entrance B, it's a little, you know, I'm sorry, if you go back to entrance B, thank you. Entrance B is a little bit different because that entrance, you're actually going down 4 or 5 steps as opposed to entrance A or entrance C. So we want to make sure that that stays at least, you know, a little bit larger. And we thought that, you know, that would.
But it's the fascia that I guess I'm objecting to more.
So is it the color?
It's the color, and it's just the fact that it's just this painted stripe. It looks like all the way across. I can't, if you had again, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'm just thinking out loud. If you had another B on the other brick pier to the left of the letter E, and the rest of it was gone, that would be a marker for people. Or maybe you put something atop the, you know, the fascia piece, because it looks like there's not really windows. It looks like there's grills on those things on top. Maybe something on top of it that stand out. I mean, I appreciate the need for something to stand out. I think it's fine. But
Excuse me, I need to interject here. The sign criteria states that the sign has to be mounted directly to a wall. Without
Right.
having that continuous fascia, then you don't have a wall surface. You just can't have a sign hanging from a roof line, and you can't mount a sign above a roof line. So
is
that's,
there something underneath that gray band? Is there brick fascia, or is there, what does that opening go all the way up? What is there?
the fascia is the wall section. Otherwise, the brick goes all the way up. You have to create a wall to put a sign on.
Okay, so maybe you put it on the piers, on the brick, you know, there's 3 vertical elements there. It could go on one of those brick elements, or 2 or 3.
So
If it was just a
vertically,
letter on a pier, that might suffice, yes.
I'm not fine. Do you mean vertically?
No, well, look where the B is now. It looks like
Yes.
to me it's over a brick pier kind of,
Yeah,
right?
it is. It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
and to the left of the letter E in entrance, you've got a vertical element, the brick element that could hold another B, and to the far left of that, you've got another brick element. Maybe you look at those spots to paste some sort of a identifiable, you know, object, letter, number, symbol, something. And maybe you don't have to go just all the way across with this back of house looking Battleship Gray, you know, fascia.
Okay. Well, let me get back with the team. I'm a little disappointed that our one guy didn't make it. I hope nothing happened, but certainly we'll circle back with the team and we'll represent and get it out to everybody, and hopefully we'll get that done quickly.
Okay, and is there any font that's more prevalent in the newer part of the village and maybe you could use as a font for the letter? I don't recall as I'm sitting here, but it's always nice if you can have thematic, fonts or lettering and signage.
Well, if you're talking about the entire village and including the retail, all of those signs are different fonts. So there's really not one universal font, but we'll certainly play with the font and come up with something a little bit different.
Okay.
Maybe we don't need the word entrance, yes, just the symbol. Because we know that it's an entrance, really. It's kind of redundant, and I think. Yeah.
Well, we do surveys, and certainly Northwell does more surveys than we've done. We've done surveys with visitors, and they just have always found it difficult to find which entrance to go into. So I think that's probably why they wanted to say A, B, or C. But I understand, and we'll certainly take a look at that.
Okay.
Is it a hard no on the word entrance, or is it something that if we change the fonts and change the color of the background or the band or something along those lines, is that something that may be acceptable?
I think you should lose it. It's certainly not necessary and it's not very attractive.
Okay.
But
Yeah, I
I'm
would
just
agree.
one
I
voice
think
out of four, so other people should speak up too.
Yeah, I agree. I think it can be done easily with just the letter and color and then some lighting, right? I think, Bob, to your point, putting just the letter on the pier could be very nice and simple. I think the signs are huge, but I understand why they're very large. Yeah, so just,
Okay.
I don't know if entrance needs to be that big. It should be known just by the letter and a color and some lighting.
Okay, maybe we'll come back with a couple of different ideas and
That'd be great. Sure.
discuss them and take it from there.
That'd be great.
Okay.
you.
All right. No, thank you. We appreciate the input.
Okay, have a good night.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good night, David. And our next
Thank you,
meeting is January 5th. So
Okay.
we'll be up to the new year.
Sounds good. Enjoy the holidays, everybody. Thank you
you.
very much.
You too.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
So our next application is for Toll Brothers. So when they originally came to us to show us the 4 different styles of houses that they were building, they now are coming back for the sign that they're going to be posting. So I believe Jason is here.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. Jason Gottlieb with Toll Brothers.
Hello.
So this is a temporary coming soon sign for the Chapaka Crossing carriages, the Toll Brothers development right across from Dave's property that he just spoke about a few minutes ago. So I'll show you a
You're breaking
mock-up.
ground on the houses, on the buildings. Have you started
Have
construction?
the right
yet?
screen up. Can you see my screen, everybody?
Yes.
Okay, so this is temporary signage. It's the same dimensions and proportions that were presented as part of the architectural ARB that our division president, James Fitzpatrick, presented a few months ago. So this will be erected kind of across from formerly, I guess, Lifetime Fitness. I think now they're just branded as Lifetime. Across the entrance from there, approximately about 5 feet in from the curb line. And this has already been approved by the Attorney General's office as part of the market test for our offering plan. So again, all of our signage has to be, that promotional signage has to be approved by the Attorney General's office. And they've already signed off on this. Kind of matches our corporate branding for the company with a phone number for the sales office or future sales office. So happy to answer any questions or going to go into further detail.
I'll start. Is there a reason you have 6 lines? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines and 6 different fonts. Every line is a completely different font.
Yeah, again, that's kind of matches our corporate branding for our signage packages.
What are the materials? I don't know, maybe of the sign.
It's a vinyl.
Are they posts or those 4-inch square posts? You know, is there a section through it or a side view?
Yes, 4-inch square post wraps.
And what is the board that's blue with the lettering? What's that made of?
It's a plastic material.
How thick is it?
I can get the correct dimension, actual dimensions, but probably about 1/2 inch.
Are these painted letters? Are they engraved letters? Is there texture to it?
Nope, no, it's printed.
How long is this anticipated to be up? The temporary sign?
A handful of months up until we're able to open up the sales office on site.
So would it be winter of 2022, fourth quarter 2022?
Well, we're hoping to put it in the ground, based on approval and a permit, and then it'll stay there until we open for sale.
So
Is
it would
ground
be
lit?
1 year. Yes, it would be there for 1 year.
No, we're planning on opening for sale within the next, 3 to 6 months, something like that. This winter.
How long is this sign going to be in existence?
Few months.
A few months. Is there a clock on that? If the sign were allowed, is there an expiration date? Because to me, for a luxurious development, and I saw the presentation of the homes, I thought it looked great actually. And this looks like an extremely cheap temporary sign. And if it was for 3 months, I guess I probably wouldn't object, but if it's longer than that, it would be nice if you could do it in the character of the project you're doing.
Right, so this is part of the presentation that I'm showing now as the architecture. And this is more the permanent signage that James presented with the wayfinding for the models and the sales office hours. So it's within keeping of that look. And again, this is just kind of announcing the development and coming soon component of it for the project.
Okay, I'm okay with it.
Are all those signs, I wonder if I missed that night, are all of the other signs you showed us also just thin plastic and vinyl letters? Is that the quality of the permanent signage for the village?
Well, it's not permanent, right? It's for the duration of our sales activities on site. It's to support, we open out of the sales office on site for a period of time. And that signage package that was part of the presentation, which also included the monument signage, which is permanent. The rest of it is more longer duration, but also temporary. Again, to support the sales activities on site.
That's Travis, Joe.
I think as for the temporary nature of it, I think it's fine. If it was there, I think for the duration, I think we might be have some more objections. But
All right, so based on past experience we've had though, are we approving something for a defined window of time? If this stays there for 2 years, does this board have any, time is it, can we approve it for a window of 3 to 6 months and not approve it for 18 months, so to speak?
You have the ability to put a timeline.
Okay, so,
This sign, Toll has expressed that they're looking aggressively to be completed within 24 to 28 months, their project.
right, but I heard before this was like a couple of months, not 28 months. Is this sign going to be there
Well,
28 months?
It's my understanding
Again,
that they want this sign there until they establish their sales, trailers. Then this sign would come down in lieu of the trailers and the other signage. This
Correct.
one sign is just, coming soon. in, let's say, 2 months, when if they get approvals to get started setting the sales trailer, then this would come down and the other signs that you saw would go up. So you'd be trading this off for the other ones, and they would stay the duration of the sales trailer. When that was removed from site, then these would be removed from site. This one particular sign can have a short duration.
Okay.
Okay, so if we gave you 4 months, is that adequate? You were saying it was only a couple of months? We don't want to hurt your business, want to see it be successful. It's just, looks like a very pedestrian, compared to your beautiful development, I think.
I don't see a problem with that. I mean, if Tom can give me an update on the sales trailer permit application, I can probably give you a better time frame.
Well, Jason, what we can do is make this permit, because you can't put this sign up until you have sign off on the site to get started. This can't go before, can't get the cart before the horse, so to speak. So at that point, when you're able to start the project, then this sign can go in. So then if your timeline was, and I think all fairness, 6 months, because we are going into the winter and things can happen, between January and June, having an available window, if that's favorable.
That would work. Yep.
Okay with that?
Yep.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to note that it's approved with a condition of January through June.
Yeah, a 6-month, 180-day life cycle.
Okay.
From the commencement of being able to start, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everybody. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Good night.
My dog
We
is
we need to do something about our signage standards, guys, because
We've been talking about that.
I know I need help. I'm not going to do it all myself. So.
So the next application is 20 McKesson Hill, and it's Sid Schulman. Are you going to share your screen?
Yes. Let me, oh, that's the wrong one. Can you see that aerial view?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Sid Schloman, architect, on behalf of the owners 20 McKesson Hill. McKesson Hill is a street that kind of connects Seven Bridges and Hardscrabble. You can see the aerial view. It's 1 acre zoning. Houses are spread out and they are varied in style. Let me just, okay. There's some neighboring houses, just kind of varied colonials, varied roof lines, 2-story, 2.5-story houses. You can see some more conventional, a little bit of a contemporary colonial here. This is the neighbor to the north with a porch. So just varied styles. This is the house in the application. This is the side view. This is the rear. And the other side where we're not doing work. And here you can see the front, and you can see the long, low sloping garage roof. The proposed application is for relocation and enlargement of the master bedroom suite over the garage. And the addition will be set back 5 feet from this facade here with the 2 windows on the low garage. You can see here the front elevation. And let me just run to the drawings real quick. So here you can see in plan on the 2nd floor, this approximately 700 square feet will be the addition of a large walk-in closet, master bath, and the bedroom. And you can see at the bottom of the plan here, we're setting it back 5 feet for zoning purposes to be compliant with a 60-foot front yard setback. The front elevation, this kind of delineates just the roof will match. It's a shingle roof, asphalt shingle, and the siding will match. Just this line delineates the old from the new. From the left elevation, you can see the reverse gable. From the rear elevation, we are adding this window, double window here, and an existing skylight and a new skylight in the rear only. The whole first floor is existing. And then on the side elevation, we're adding these three equally spaced single double hung windows, and for that work well with the interior function. This is the bedroom where the bed will be placed against the wall. And you can see here a rendering. On the right side here, we have the reverse gable aligning the fascia, and these two lower windows are existing. We're doing 4 windows in the master bedroom without shutters. And the rear elevation, you can see the top 3 left windows are new and the left skylight is new. Everything else is existing. And then here is the view from the driveway, the existing 2 garage doors, existing entry into the mudroom, and the 3 windows with the gable roof. The ridge will match the existing, and the reverse gable here will align with the ridge perpendicular to it. So that's all the materials, colors, trim will match. The windows are an Anderson 400 series with the 6/6 grills to match the rest of the house. And that's it.
Okay.
This is a good drawing. The elevations with all the CAD not lining up was kind of confusing, actually. This is much more helpful.
Okay.
I have a question about the in that bedroom, you have these 2 windows along, on each side of the bed.
Yes.
That one on the yeah. So if we can zoom in, could we have also on the other side the window? Just yeah.
Here?
So, yeah, exactly.
We thought of that. I guess what we didn't want is like this cross kind of window to window, very close to each other. On the lower portion, it's the garage and it's very well screened. On the upper portion, I mean, we could, I don't know if they're going to really use it. If you feel it works from the outside, it's not going to really help them from the inside. They don't want to look at the front door, and they don't want to look in this, which is now going to be like a kind of a TV sitting room. But we talked about that a bit.
I just look at the elevation, and when I look at the elevation, it kind of that
no, it's definitely come up in conversation.
Right.
It would be here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make the room feel more open. Nobody at that oblique angle is going to look at each other, but it lets in light and air.
It's like an apartment in the city looking to someone else. So,
Yeah.
but no, yeah, we can do that. I think we can do that.
So that's all.
Am I reading the front elevation different than the
Sorry.
model?
Hang on a second.
It seems like the front elevation, there's something,
The front elevation.
I'm not sure if that's drawn correctly.
Well,
As
The
it's
lines
shown
don't
in
line
the,
up.
as it's shown in the,
You
in
talking about the
the
existing or the new?
new.
The fascias are aligning. We have the reverse
Okay,
gable here. Oh, I see. Yeah, on the rendering, the gable goes all the way. Yes,
yeah,
it goes all the way. This is the preferred method.
okay,
Yes,
so the model's correct.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you should note that, Daisy. That's a good pickup shot. Yeah.
Is that the front elevation?
That is the front elevation, yes.
Okay.
That the gable goes from wall to wall.
What drawing number is this with the colored renderings?
The colored renderings, do they have a number? A9.
All right, so A9 versus the other one.
A9 versus,
A501.
yeah, A501. It would be, basically be this.
For any reason why the sill heights are different? I think I know the reason. It's probably because of the bedside tables.
Well, the second floor, oh, yeah, so these are 4 in a row egress windows, so they're taller than the existing, which I guess were an old code. But these, on the side elevation, let me see, I'm sorry. Well, we have the heights of the windows for all the second floor are all the same, the headers and the sill heights. It's just compared to the existing. And we wanted more glass on the front facade. And then these lower windows in the garage are, this is a very low wall here. I think it's maybe less than 6 feet.
And those are existing.
Those are existing, right, for the garage. So you can see, let me just show you even the photos probably help.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you can see, so we're basically drawing a line here, 5-foot setback for the 60-foot front yard setback, as well as they don't need more square footage than that. And then everything else gets built up to align with this ridge.
Okay, so if we stay again consistent with
With the
A6,
rendering.
the rendering, we add that window to the side. We'll approve that. Do you have the technology to add that window in now and submit it to Daisy tonight? You can get an approval. tonight?
Yes, I could email it to Daisy tonight.
Well, like
about-
during this meeting, like in the next
Oh,
20 minutes.
yeah, I don't think do you have other applicants or?
I think 2 people are coming back to us, right?
Oh, okay, yes, I can do that. So do you want me to email it or just wait around until it's my turn again?
We'll wait around and then after we approve it, I guess email it to Daisy.
Okay, will do.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
So Patrick? Hi.
Yeah, we've got some options ready here. Let me share my screen. So this is the south elevation we were talking about earlier. We added the second window up here. These windows will align with the larger windows on the 2-story space. So this smaller unit underneath here aligns with the new one on the side. So that aligns with this window. The tops all align. This aligns with the top of the doors on that 2-story space. On the garage elevation, we looked at an option here with a window under each end. We also looked at it, moved in a little bit. I think they look awkward in either one. We also looked at the option with the lattice. I think that looks much better, fills in the space. I think the 2 windows look a little odd on their own underneath the larger window. I think this fills in the space and the weights are a little bit more proportional.
Okay, I'm fine with it. I think just something to fill up the void, architectural. And I think the extra window looks nice, the tall window.
Yeah, I think that worked out well on the side. So I've got this drawing I can email to Daisy right now. This shows the larger lattice area and it shows
Perfect.
the second window here.
Very
Okay,
nice.
Okay, everybody good? Any comments?
No, it's great.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay,
Thank you.
I will email that to Daisy. Should I hold on to make sure she gets it or?
I will be in the office tomorrow. If I don't get it, I'll give you a call.
Okay, I'll send it right now. Thank you very much.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you. Have a good night.
You too.
Now we have James back.
Hi, I'm back too. This Zoom really works out. Let's see here. Share screen. So I spoke to Allison and we both agree that here's the facade we're talking about. It's the back corner of the house. There it is with the double. And it works well in the plan. It provides more light in the bathroom. So we're good with that.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Good.
Nice little addition to that house.
Nice in the plan too. It's a little better, a little more light. So I'll email this to Daisy as well.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a great holiday. See
Thank you.
you on the next one. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Okay. I don't know if that was enough time for Sid.
Yeah, I'm on. Oh. Hang on. Almost there. If you want to just, we can look at the CAD file if you, that's okay. Let's see real quick. Okay. You see that?
Yeah, yes.
Everybody see the screen?
Yes,
So window there and roof line adjusted.
great.
All right, I'll make a PDF and I'm going to submit more detailed drawings to Tom as well, but I'll send it to Daisy in a formal email.
And again, on these drawings, the top of your addition, I should ignore the fact that the horizontal lines don't match up and it's different color. It's all gonna match like it does on your.
Correct, yes. Yeah, that was just a quick catch. It was a 20-second design. So I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. Brett.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good night.
Okay. All right, so Daisy, I'll email you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
No,
Sorry, I didn't hear. Was it voted already or?
Yes, you're approved.
Yes.
You can just
Okay.
send that to Daisy, you're approved.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Approved.
You too.
Yes. Thank you.
Did I miss something? All right, guys. Have a good holiday. See you
All
in the
right,
new
yeah,
year.
see everybody next year.
Yes,
Calendar.
All right.
happy New Year.
Happy holidays, happy New Year.
Happy
Happy holidays, everybody.
Okay,
Great,
bye.
enjoy.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow, Tom.